again.
How'd it go?
Well, we switched the channel, didn't we?
And never seen it be signed.
No, yeah, we are live. We are live. We are We've lost everybody. Welcome to round 2 at Daytona for the UK iRacing Oval League. We have on front of the grid Linus, one lap to green. And we are starting.
And off we go. Yep. Right, line no crash us off the line anyway, so that's always a big bonus.
Linus leader, followed closely by Ryan.
Yeah, it's gonna get confused with the two monster trucks. Despite not doing a lot of drafting before, I think it was going quite well, even though I was a bit offset.
Oh, here we go. Now my mic's working. Sorry about that. But I'm back with you. The front six here running single file, spreading out pretty nicely here early on in this race, which is surprising, seeing at Daytona.
Yeah, the inside of the line certainly had it, and then everyone else seems to be keeping quite tight, but the outside lines tends to be looking a bit more gaps between them.
Jamie Scrafton, Michael Jones, and number 14 of the Matt Fighters trying to make a run on the outside, but being just 3 cars, it's not going to be their 8. It looks like they're going to get a bit of a run though. Coming up behind the 9 of James Piper, trying to somewhat slot in, so that's going to kill them momentum a bit. It's slowly working their way forward out there.
Yeah, I think what started going wrong was that the inside line started just breaking up, starting to almost bicker amongst themselves a little bit, so its gaps started forming, which meant the outside line could just start building momentum.
Good enough pushing to keep us at the front, though, as Adam King behind doing side drafting along with Jamie Scrafton, kind of killing the momentum of both lanes back there. But King getting back now to the back of the cortex.
Well, for a first time doing bump drafting, I thought it was not too bad for a first time.
At the moment it's going well. Yeah, between Jamie and James. Keep slowing down that outside line.
The thing I find amazing is that this has all been very clean, all very good racing so far. There's been no contacts that we're aware of by this point.
Nice tidy racing. Shape at the back there. Outside line, just the 3 cars. Everyone else just keep it single file on the inside line.
Looks like most drivers trying to get at least to the first pit stop before anything weird happens. Required within a 50-lap race. It's just a question of how you going to split it up, and obviously the cars at the front are using a lot more fuel than the guys at the back, so you might have some sitting ducks there when it comes to pit stops later on. Okay, 2 monster cars is still running side.
Yeah, seeing a few cars at the back that's struggling to kind of keep with the main pack. Bradley, Mark and Doug. A little bit of a Toyota sandwich up front. Chevy at each side. Yeah, Adam. Oh, yeah, I'm getting a little bit out of shape there. It's not looking very good. Yeah, I see Michael Jones in that second lane. Not seen much of him this race so far, so it's good to see him working his way to the front.
Having joined by fourth car as well. That's going to help their momentum now as they're up next to third place of Chris Boswell. Doing some good side drafting there, almost sideswiping the front 3 car, going down the back straightaway. And Bleak is back onto the race there, trying to push both of them a bit more clear of the pair behind going inside. If that outside line can get a little bit more connected here, they're definitely going to start to build a run. As here they come, getting clear of that third place car. Could appear right next to the 48 here any moment. 26 a little pulling back with the side draft, so not so quick.
No, despite the inside line being longer, they're a lot more spaced out.
Literally in the space of a couple of 100 yards going into the corner.
Here comes an entire group of cars now. That's definitely going to help them out as the lead car in that second group pulls back down. So let's see what happens. But myself and Ryan pulling away a bit again here as they keep side drafting for third.
Yeah, looking at this laps, it tends to be for 1 or 2 laps you kind of start pulling away and then we start being caught up again. So it's just almost like a rubber band in effect.
We do have a couple of cars that started from pit road as well that's going to come into play here in a bit when they show up to be going a lap down. That would be Graham Meek Jr. and Klaus Kinski, who both started from pit lane for unknown reasons.
to that outside line is permitted. Just going for it at
lap and 72 cars. The 43 and the 93 are getting closer though, but they just can't seem to get completely clear of that 26, and he keeps putting air onto the left rear of that 43, pulling them out, but now they're lined up 3 cars nose to tail. That should be enough to get him up at least next to the 48, so the 43 now making the move for the leader for the first time in this race.
Yeah, it's all starting to get a bit close now near the front. And the 7 swap sides.
Outside line is keeping the momentum though, and here comes the 43 now. Jamie Scrafton up into the lead for the first time in this race on lap number 12. Will he stay up though and bring the other guys in? Michael Jones in second place and Matt Fiders in third in the outside lane, or will he just pull down to make sure he gets that lead? Michael Jones is not close enough, but he's not clear of the 7 there, so he cannot move down at the moment. But here comes Michael again, and well, the 43 is officially should be able to as well, but you can see they're not really getting close enough to each other. As the 48 is onto the 7, they're pushing him down the straightaways, but they're still getting the momentum on the top somehow. And that's from the side draft one. The 43 is still clear of the 7, so he could potentially move down, but he likes to stay on the high side, staying with the people that put him up there into the lead. Maybe he's like the momentum there on the top, doesn't want to give it up.
Yeah, when you start to get to know and work with somebody, you tend to just want to stick with that guy and you know what they're going to do.
The 7 is back inside the 43 again. We're going to see a lot of that in this race. I think cars moving back and forth, runs coming and going. You just got to be in the right place at the right time to gain positions. And if you can time it right and move back and forth between the lines with these runs, you can make up some good positions. But at the moment, there is no space in any line for anyone to move into.
Third line, follow, pull clear, take that chance. Try and get ahead before the first pit stop.
Yeah, mind you as well, we're going on to lap 15 here, and the first cars will have to get on lap 17 or 18. At least of the guys that's been up front. So those guys in the top lane, they will definitely want to start looking at coming into that bottom lane soon. You do not want to be trapped up there if you have to pit. That's going to be a disaster. One car moves down there, and they're starting to move back.
And he saw
To be able to force that outside line to make really bad choices.
There's a lapped car coming up as well. He's not many seconds ahead of this pack, so they will catch him in about a lap. And that could potentially be right when people need to start going into pit lane.
making a nice easy.
Look how they're pulling away right away. 7 car right on the 43 and just driving away from the outside line. But the 40 now hooking up with the 93 again, so they're coming back. Oh, Gray Meek Jr. as well. He's going to move up to the top side, giving everybody plenty of space to go underneath. See what the top line does here. Should be able to squeeze in between. There's plenty of space. You just got to see him in time to run him over. But that's definitely momentum on the outside line. He's going to lose at the 5th, 6th position.
Yeah, they had a good run up to that corner there, so that extra draft created by a slightly slower car on that outside line, so maybe kind of gets wrapped out by it. Three cars at the back there surprisingly keeping up with the pack, not actually got too much it's all going to get mixed up once they start to come into pits.
So this has to be the lap with people coming onto pit road. And that will not be a good look. So expect cars to come down pit road at the end of this lap as the outside line gets a massive run here as the 7 drops way off to 43.
Yep.
1, 2, nearly 3 cars clear around the outside.
Yeah, Michael just got a right good run on the outside lane.
They go there from the 20 car as they start to pull out. Ooh, car spin in the background. That would be the 26.
I almost spun there going into the pits. Managed to keep it going straight.
Woodford did the same thing, had 2 cars just dropping down to that second gear too early before they got down to speed for pit road. Luckily 48 saved it. Did he get a penalty though? Did he get a black flag?
No, and then
way too close to the wall there.
He missed his pit stop. Scrafton's back out in the lead, or the lead of that pack.
fortunately at this moment, that's when I had took 4 tyres without realising it. So everybody managed to get way ahead because I had not said I was not taking tyres, which I thought I had done.
Leading pack now also dropping into the pits. Number 17 exactly the same thing.
Way too fast down through the gears there is probably the main reason why you would lose your car in that position. So a bit more patient, being a bit more careful to do that. That costs way too much time. But we still have 3-4 cars out on the track who's not been to pit road yet.
And it's amazing, it shows how much things can go wrong for you at Daytona, where like the 48 there, I was up in the top 5 and now running last. So anything can happen.
Coming in, but they had that little bit left in the tank just to stay out on that one.
Ooh.
So a little wobble by 9. James Black nearly lost it. We held it together. And we're all actually racing on pit road trying to get into this stage.
Interesting now to see where the first cars, so those that have pitted, will come out on track as Jamie Scrafton and myself are trying to catch up to Matt Slidars and then these guys that will come out on pit road. The 14 car though must have had an amazing pit stop because he is clear by 2 seconds of anyone else. I wonder if he didn't take enough fuel or what happened there because he's miles out front. Every single car coming out of pit road, and we have a 3-horse race at the front after 1 pit stop and a 14. But the group of 6-7 cars behind will be able to build momentum and catch up to these guys in a few laps, I would imagine. Crack them back into the lead now with myself in second and Matt Slidars behind in third, and the gap down to the cars behind is about 8 seconds, but with the group of 6-7 cars, if they can hook up properly, they would be able to catch about half a second a lap, so way before the next pit stop they should be up with these guys up front. And that time around they were only 3/10 quicker, but these guys at the front are not hooking up properly. There's a gap between the 43 and the 7 car that is constant. The 7 car is not getting on the 43, so that's definitely not going to help. But there are temps to think about as well. You can't push too much as he moves up, and it's going to be a bit of a bump trying to go faster.
Yeah, the 14 is a little bit out of shape there from the back of the 7. I think it's 2.5 miles is a big distance to try and make time up. When you're in a draft, it certainly doesn't take long at all.
That pack doing a good job though. Carl and Kyron doing the job pushing Doug to get up to this pack. It's all about how the second and the third car are placing themselves behind that leader. Well, the leader also needs to keep a steady line for those guys to be able to push him, because if he moves around a lot, it's just going to cause chaos and someone's going to get spun around. But they all need to be close enough to each other to be able to just move that line forward, and they're gaining a couple of tenths again this lap. Now 1.3, so they're soon going to start feeling the draft from the 14 as well, which is definitely going to help them even more. So these guys at the front, they're in trouble.
It just shows how much more cars make the odds when it comes to drafting.
Seven is getting onto that 43 every single time on the back straight. The 14 trying to keep close as well here, getting him up there, but it's just not enough when there's just 3 of you, as long as those 6 cars behind know what they're doing. Seven onto the 43 again, but we are not getting away.
Just slowly being reeled in lap after lap.
You can see the difference here. The 96 is on the back of the 12 almost all the way around. He's never backing off it more than an inch or two. The 88 behind him needs to be a little bit closer, and then he can get some help from the 4th car as well with the 58, but at the same time they know nothing's going to happen until we get to the next pit stop, and they're going to get there no matter what, so they don't need to be in a hurry. I see them moving around quite a bit back there. As the 3rd car in line blinks out a couple of times as well, and that will hurt inside line as well, as they will lose the momentum from him during the time that he's blinked out. See how much that cost them here lap time wise. They did a 49.2 last time around. Now they do a 49.6. Oh, that's actually the average lap time. So you can see here the average is about 2 cars in the second pack. And now they are in the draft, so now they will come right up to these guys. Let's see if they go around or if they decide to stick behind.
Yeah, they're all just a bit fanned out. They almost have a space of a truck between each truck now.
Only up to the 12. Doug Pickering, will he make the move to the outside or is he going to stick behind? And he will stay on the bumper of the 1496 of Carl High's actually backed up before they even got there, so he didn't really have much of a choice as he lost all his help. So now these guys are content just sitting in the line here until we get to about lap 37, 38, 39, which is when we should start seeing the next round of pit stops.
Yeah, because you basically have the 10th and 11th place of Craig and Adam basically working together, and then you have the next pack of me and the 48, followed by Graham, Yuri, and Michael, trying to keep pushing to try and catch up, but unless something happens further down, it's going to be a struggle.
Everyone at the front just seems content to ride here. These guys, there's, what did we say, 9 cars in the lead pack. So as long as they all make it to the next pit stop and get through there without incident, we're all guaranteed the top 9 should this go green, which is great for the most part. So I reckon we won't see much happening in this pack until we get through that next pit stop, and we'll see how many cars are still in there.
Bradley and Chris. Well, I suppose when you're that far down the field, yeah, you might as well do as much as you can.
Oh, the leaders are coming to pit road. Oh, Carl Hyde sideways in the background.
96.
We've got at least three cars coming out together. There are the five that went onto pit road together. Third car in that pack dropping back a little bit. And I would expect the rest of the leading cars to pit road, not fall too far away from these guys. That's the remaining 6 cars from that lead pack now pit.
13 laps finals is squabbling in through the pit road quickly. However, wait.
It's amazing that at Daytona, most of the action this race has been at the start of the pits rather than on the track and kind of big one.
See how the leaders sort themselves out now to see who's going to be leading the race. And I think we might start seeing some action going on as everyone wants to position themselves for the end. There is. 3 car tandem there going down the back straight.
Craig will be enjoying this race. A 97 is starting to lead a few laps now.
It's straight around the 43 there, see if you can latch onto the back of them. Gets a bit of a gap to them, but with all these lapped cars you should be able to stay with them. Others are now going around the 17 as well, who's on his own. There we go, we have a lead pack of 4 cars following the final pit stop, so it's it'll be a 4-car race for the win here once everyone has cycled through the pit stop. That's getting close to, well, we're actually on 15 to go, so coming to 14 laps to go. And that would be the remaining 6 cars in front of these guys that will be coming onto pit road. At least some of them. We'll see how many stay up. 43 here is in 4th place. He's trying to get around that lap car and actually trying to side draft the 3rd place car as well while all on his own. That is not going to work.
No, he's just starting to go back.
Oh, big crash on the front straightaway. If you can, yeah, that look,
See what happens.
intense.
Yep.
This is the lap before still. Mr. 43 made his run. There's the 3rd and 4th place car in front of these guys who are coming to pit road. And they should be not too far ahead. You see them there in turn 3 and 4. As one car pulls down pit road, the other continues, and then the 007 just.
That's very lucky.
12 got turned by the 58 there, but everyone seems to have made it unscathed. I think this Blinken may have saved the 58 there, which sent this 008 up into defense. 007 even.
007 car is not making drivers happy. That car is destroyed.
No.
That will be the end of Carlson's race. Certainly it's going to be on there.
It was almost a perfect time to have a pit stop when they went in.
So we do have a caution. There is a caution right there.
First caution of the race comes on lap 37. That's great job by the field though. It's the 007 there. It looks like he was just a little too quick on the downshift. He kind of missed his entry on pit lane and tried to downshift too quickly. The other car that was falling from the pit road, I'm not sure if he ever made it on there, or if they were ahead of these guys.
So this,
That was the 12 and the 58 that we saw made contact after that incident, so not much either of them could do there. They just should be happy to still be alive.
at least this will bring the whole race close again for that last dash to the finish.
Yeah, we were. There was 4 cars at the front going to race it out for that race when with 14 laps to go. And now we've got the whole field. Ooh, someone nearly hit the fence under caution, but they straightened it out. As Scrafton goes into pit road. Again, giving up a few positions here, so track position will be key for their late restart here, but all the guys involved in that will have to come to pit road to make sure they don't have any damage. So Mark Murphy, who absolutely annihilated that 007, he is staying on the track.
Perfect condition. Scratch on it. That code safety. Boswell, who was already a lap down anyway, has taken damage from that wreck.
So from here on out, everyone can definitely make it to the end. We've got myself in the lead, Mark Murphy in second place, the 71 of Simon Werrell in third, James Piper in fourth, and Carl Hayes rounding out the top 5.
Yep, and it just shows how much a caution can change the race. For example, me and the 48, I was running down a 20th after my pit stop where I took tyres, and luckily due to that caution, is now in the top 10. Yep, and the worst thing is, you see other people, for example, see the 88 at Kyron, he's all the way down in 18th, which is not ideal for that last dash at Daytona.
Into 1 to green here, and unfortunately we still don't have the choose cone in iRacing, so odd place cars on the inside and even place cars on the outside as per the usual procedure, but Mark Murphy has a habit here of thinking that the choose cone exists, and he stays on the bottom.
Bit of a mess there. Everyone just try and now reset.
come into 9 laps to go of the race, so the guys at the back will definitely have to be in a hurry to make their way to the front here if they want anything, unless they expect a massive crash at the front, at which point they could pick up some free positions. But if you're outside the top 10 with 9 laps to go, you will want to make that third lane and go with it as soon as you can if you have any hope of winning this race.
So definitely got lapped cars back there, all the way back from car race.
Seeing a lot of people at front here though have gained 14, 12 and 17 positions on the graphic as we're coming into the restart zone and the 7 launches, and what was the 3 he struggles with on this down
Yeah, Mark will not be wanting to battle it out. He'll be wanting to get his lane, stick down low, and then battle it out into that last 2 laps.
Look at the outside lane just disappearing there. I think he made the right choice moving down. The cars that started behind him, well, one of them slipped down into 4th place, but the rest of them were falling back and almost out of the top 10. So the car highs now is trying to make a run on the outside, but it's not getting any help. And it comes to 97 of Craig Charles and the 43 of Jamie Scrafton behind, who wants to get back. It's 3 wide already. And that is not what you want to do when there's just 3 of you, as the 9 pulls out as well, trying to help them. Oh, we actually have a caution on the racetrack. The 14, and I think the 313 was involved in that as well. So 2-car tandem maybe going wrong, pushing into the turn.
Got a little bit wrong there somewhere. I missed that. They were all so far back behind the lead pack. Unless they were racing coming out of pit road, they took that late stop and coming back into the pits. Go back on that replay and let's find out what happened. Let's back it back up.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the 14 is bump drafting the 313 on outside lane.
All the way into the turn, just gets offset and bang. Unfortunate end to the day. Not much you can do there when you're getting bump drafted and going into the turn. If you're not ready for it, if you haven't really practiced it, it can be a quite difficult thing, especially if you get a little bit offset like they did there. You're just a passenger at that point, so unfortunate end for the 313. As the 26 gets his lap back there, should put him onto back onto the lead lap. Good racing. We lost a couple of cars out of the 23 that started.
And it's all just been more accidents than anything. It's not, no one's done anything intentional. It's all just been good, hard, fair racing, and it's just accidents happen, especially at Daytona.
Single car mishaps, not affecting everybody's race. Nicest car from that accident earlier with Klaus. Doesn't seem to have caused any aero damage. He seems to be running perfectly fine. These cautions have brought cars right Damon Mulvey. He's now right back into position. overtaking the first pit stop round. One of the many cars that span on pit road. Now clawing his way back up to 6th position.
Yeah, he's definitely in a good position to contend for this race win if they can get that outside line going. See what they say.
Drivers looking for clarity on clean racing and overtaking. There is a rule in place here where there is no overtaking intentional under that yellow line.
Quite important for the race leader to know as well, so you know how far you have to block, because if it's wide open all the way down to the grass, you've got one more lane to block, and you need to take that into account coming around to the trioval. Coming to 1 to green, we're on to lap 45, so this restart will be 5 laps to go. So if it was go time on the last restart, it's definitely go time now. And it's the 7 and the 58 on the front row again, with the 71 and the 9 behind them, the same 4 cars at the front. On the last restart, the 58 pulled down right away, so let's see if the 71 can get a better start this time and maybe close that gap, or if the 9 can get onto the 58 and push him clear to the lead.
Yeah, they're outside the line. We need to start getting a bit closer now as we're getting up to the green lights.
We've still got 14 cars on the lead lap as well, so still a lot of cars in contention here.
Yeah, we took the microphone for 2 seconds. Crashed it. Last version.
Here we are next at turn 4. So, it's ready to be going green for its last dash to the win. Pit car's in its way in.
It's straight down to the bottom again, leaving the 9 and the 51 on the top. They can just hook up here and get one more car in that train, they're going to be dangerous. But oh, the 51 decides to move down. Now the 51 will hook up with the 71. And they, along with the 48, is going to get a massive run here. See if they're going to move out or if the 71 will stay. And here they come. Oh, the 51 decides to leave him out there though. Had a chance to get a massive run, but the 51 chooses to stay low and take over 3rd place. Being helped now from Carl Hayes behind him now, and there is a line of cars for a minute. 7 moving out of line now, the 43 pushing him. But there is 4 cars at least trying to make this right at the front.
Yep, they've got a good gap, but now everything's starting to hook up. Maybe the rest of the grid might be able to catch them.
It's getting... Carl Hayes making it 3 wide on the 71. That's going to stall that line out. And 2 lines back there. This is going to get ugly. 3 laps to go, and they're 3 wide for 6th place. 43 nearly making it 4 wide, but we're staying in the lineup there. 6 cars are now clear.
Still 4 wide though. Can they all keep it in line? And no, we can't. Simon Wareham has lost him. He's gone round. He's taken 13 car with him.
We're getting airborne there as well.
Caution.
51 at the front was just trying to make a run on the 2 leaders, but he weren't really getting the help he needed. So that caution definitely killed his chances, but that means we're going into overtime and 1 attempt at a green-white checker.
Fire, 2 laps to go, so we're actually on 50 laps. Or would have been 50 laps now, but into the 53 lap mark, so the green white checker. So them cars, they were on 1 lap to go. And they were pushing, going that 3 wide, trying to make the moves. But if you can't hold it together, that's when the accidents will happen. Especially at these speeds and these corners.
They were 3 wide back there trying to get forward, trying to get themselves into position to make something happen, and just too much pushing going on, too much air moving around. Someone makes a bad push or makes a bad block and everything just goes to crap.
And there is no margin for error at all when you're doing all this close racing.
Let's go back. Once we've got 2 laps to go on the bus, and then we can go back, we can have a look and see exactly who made that move. Go with shot review, and we'll go back on Simon Wareham, see how that all went wrong.
He was 3rd on that last restart as well. He'd been falling back after being put 3 wide.
That's it. He would have been feeling frustrated coming into that last lap there, knowing he was already losing positions. And you can see there, coming back into the line.
So this will be 2 laps before the incident happened, I think.
Yeah, I think we're on 4 laps to go here. The 96 wasn't happy with the way he was holding the line, or if he just missed the push and ended up 3 wide by mistake. We'll see what happens. Could have been a temperature issue as well, because he's pushing him really well here. He's on hot and he just slides out, and yeah, he doesn't even want to make 3 wide, it just happens, and then he can't lift here. The 96, then he's going to get ran over, and then the cars behind choose to split as well. One of them blinks out. Now his rear wheels lifted off the ground all the way to the corner by that 43 car. Wants to get to the front. And there we go, someone squeezing it in the middle and just turning him around.
Yeah, just cut that bumper and that just set him up.
A little bit more patience. Let's catch back up with the pace car. Car's gone around for the lucky dog, so we have.
Should be coming to 1 to green here.
That's it, should all be lining back up. And 2 lines. No single fire restarts here today.
So how is this going to play out? The 58 has moved down behind the 7 on the last 2 restarts, but now we've got the 51 of Damien Mulvey behind the 7. And expect him to be on it, maybe even go before the 7 goes here, because he's been doing a great job here, getting up to the front, leaving people in both lanes, just doing what's best for him. This could get interesting.
Cars here, 51, Damien, 48, Ryan, and 88 Kyron used to winning the races preliminary to this first season, dominating every race. Got a bit of a competition here with Linus and Marcus and John in the field. Piper and Jamie Scrafton. A lot of fast drivers all now trying to prove themselves early on in the season.
Mind you, the two guys at the front of the pack here ran 1-2 at Bristol as well 1 week ago, so could we see a back-to-back 1-2 for these two? If they keep leading both these two lanes all the way to the end, that could very well be what's going to happen. But still, 5 miles left of racing, 2 laps, or if we don't get a caution on here on the first laps, that would end the race.
Yep, anything can happen, and ideally you want to be on the inside lane, but as Mark's shown, if there's a gap, he'll go in.
Pace car is into the restart zone. We are green. 51 gets a good start there from third, but 58 does squeeze down just in front of the 51, and that's going to check him up a little bit. And that's going to allow these two to get a gap. That is never a good thing. Now look at the 51 and the 43 behind. They're hooking up on the inside line, but the 48 and the 12 are hooked up on the outside. If they can stay close enough there, the 51 won't be able to take the run because he won't be able to get any help. He moves up, but the 43 is stuck on the bottom. 48 gets down to block him, so the 51 is on his own on the outside. And now the 48 is going to catch up and give him some help. The 51 just edging out, the 7 coming to the white flag.
The 12 just starts goes wide, so it breaks up that draft on the outside line.
Coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go. The 7, 58 on the bottom. The 9 is coming there as well. The sports car is pushing versus 2 on the outside. The 43 moves up, puts the side draft on the 58. That's going to slow him down. And now the 7 is sat on an island on his own.
71 back there had another incident, and Simon Ware causing another, maybe himself causing it,
Oh, and the 96. And the 96 caught the front bumper of the 48 on the back stretch there.
3 and 4, Mark is pushing the 7 car really hard. The 9 is pushing 3 on the outside. Who's going to be coming into the tri-oval? They get pushed around to go on the apron, coming up across the track. 3, 4 wide across the line.
But it's accidents after.
Linus taking that win.
12 1,000ths of a second and 27 1,000ths ahead of third. 3 wide across the line into the fence to finish that race.
Let's run that back. I see that in a little bit of slow motion if we can. See exactly what went on over that start and finish line. Oh no.
Seem to have some technical difficulties at this time. There we go.
Cars in slow motion. They are running at all of 5 miles an hour.
It's a massive 3-car tandem going on there. The 9 is pushing the 58 everything he can while he's pushing the 7. That's moving him around just enough to clip the back of the 43, sending him into myself. All of us go in the grass.
Even the option open there for 51 to try take that clear line, try and get that win. But no, they're coming back up. They're squeezing him against that wall. He can't make the distance. It's so close. The number 7 and Linus, the number 43 Jamie Scrafton and Damien Mulvey crossing the line, literally nose to nose, bumper to bumper, with no room in between. And that is a massive wreck on that final straightaway. Oh dear, but what a race. So close at the finish there.
It's been amazing how the different strategies, different cautions, different laps. It's amazing how everything's happened in this race.
It certainly is. end of the
And that's back to back to start the season as well for the 7 car.
to lead in the championship, although unfortunately there is a slight skirting barrier. I will see if that was a legal take under the double yellow line. Or whether he was forced off track. No, we are getting that. It is clear. Linus Bostrom takes the victory at Daytona.
Slowly coming around with a damaged race car to do some celebrations.
Trying his hardest. That was a very long parade lap. Half the fun was missing. Can't show it. But what a race.
What a race and what a burnout.
Not very good traction down there on the damp grass either to do the burnouts, but there we go, back up onto the tarmac.
Join us next week for the Miami Homestead. I believe it is next week, am I correct, guys?
Yes.
Indeed you are, and we can expect a lot of great racing there, 2 and 3 wide. Every lane is open to use around the track, and it's going to be a great race. Oh, as we have a post-race incident there.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Someone trying to celebrate and someone still going full throttle around the track.
Was that Klaus with his second incident of the day? I thought his car was destroyed already.
Well, at least they made it to the checkered flag in the end.
There we go. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Linus, thank you Ryan. And we will catch you next week for Homestead Miami.